Alright, hello and welcome back to Dark Souls. We're back here in Firelink Shrine now, and we are actually gonna go and use up our the Firekeeper soul that we got from New Londo. We're gonna start off doing that. Now we have the Estus Flask +3. And we're also gonna go up here and check. And now we see that we only have Petrus left here, and Rhea is gone. And Vince and Nito, her bodyguards as well.
Oh, you again? Me? I've become separated from my lady. I've scoured near and far, but no sight of her. Where could she have gone? My lady, to think I swore to protect you with my life. Your Highness, where have you gone? I am entirely to blame for this. Oh, woe is me. I am unworthy, deathly so.
He set out to protect the Rhea, but they became separated somehow. Curious.
Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
And we don't even have a talk option for him. Okay. Well, we'll talk to him more later on, but for now, let's head back into the to the Tomb of the Giants. We're gonna attempt to get through this area. Here we have Patches. We haven't met Patches in this playthrough before, but because I kind of messed it up somehow, but this would have been at least the second time you meet him if you'd kind of followed it better than I did.
Good day. You look reasonably sane. What are you doing in the catacombs? Are you a cleric or something?
No.
No? Really? Then I'd have no qualms telling you. There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole. I found it first, but, well, we're friends now. So I'll split it with you. In any case, have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
So Patches is just kind of a recurring well, character in the Dark Souls games, and it's not really any interesting lore to him. Like he's just a thieving trickster that hates clerics for some reason.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
And we fell for his signature move. So we'll just go here and we check what this amazing treasure that he was talking about. Large soul of a proud knight, skull lantern, and another soul item. Oh, hello. I'm actually gonna throw on the hornet ring here.
You're no hollow, are you? Thank goodness. Please be careful. There are two fierce hollows not far from here. They were once brave knights, my former escorts. Who would let such strong spirits be hollowed so? Heavens, is there nothing at all to be done?
I know one thing that we can do. We can now already see the kind of the head of one of them off in the distance there. Go. It's kind of never a sad moment when you get to kill those two, because they're I mean, one of them doesn't say anything, but the other one is just rude.
You banished those two hollows, did you? It pains me to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much. Here, these belonged to them. You deserve them more than I.
Replenishment.
I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much.
Okay, so she's just gonna move back up into well, not Firelink Shrine, but she's gonna move back up into the Undead Parish from here. And we got the replenishment, a common miracle amongst the cleric knights, gradual HP restoration. Beware of the cleric knight blessed by replenishment, for he shall not fall easily. So, of course, question is how did she end up down here? What was she pushed down by patches, or did maybe Petrus have something to do with it? I don't know why I went to pick up that stupid chunk. These enemies are just kind of a pain to deal with, because their flailing is a bit deceptive sometimes. We'll just leave those, because we don't really have any good reason to fight those. They do move a little bit. Like the first glance of them, you might think that they are just like immobile, but they move around a little bit. Not quickly, but they do. Like a weird totem of just skeleton. Think. Oh yeah, down in here is pretty much the worst room in the entire game. I think, at least. And luckily for us, we don't really need to go in there, because really the only good reason you'd have for going into that room is if you wanna do. Want to get the Divine Ember in there. No, it's not the Divine Ember. It's the last one that you need for the Divine upgrade path. So, like, pretty much if you do if you want to do all of the achievements, then you need to go down in there. Otherwise, no one kind of ever go down there unnecessarily. I can't remember if this is like there's pretty much only one item that I'm looking for, but I think this is not it. Yeah. It's also always much nicer to come to this area if you have the sunlight maggot instead of just the skull lantern. But for this playthrough, this was kind of what we ended up with. Here you can see the big tomb that where Pinwheel was. We headed up the wrong way. This is just the way that you would use to go back up if you ended up in the Tomb of the Giants without being able to warp away from here, I guess. So we are gonna head down. I'm kind of looking for the effigy shield. That's really the only pickup from here that I'm particularly interested in, but I kind of always forget where it is. But I think we need to move further down. Oh yeah, we need to talk to Patches as well.
Oh, you! Well, let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Of course we are.
Oh, brilliant. A second chance. Wonderful. I had a feeling you'd understand. I did. But, if I were in your shoes... Ooh. Who knows what I'd have done. But now we're friends again. Eh? I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations.
Okay. So hopefully now he will move back up into to Farling Shrine if did things correctly. It's also before we start taking on those annoying dog. Well, not really a dog, but the big ass skeletons. Can just take notice of the fact that we can see the demon ruins from here, and like this big thingy here is something that we can see on the way down to well, where Quaidlog is, basically. Not really sure what it's supposed to be, but it kind of looks like just a humongous Lord vessel. Kind of has a very similar design to it. Hello? These are some of the worst enemies in the game. I really, really don't like fighting them. But just back off straight away from there because we have now a... We should have a Black Knight running for us. There he is. Oh, way too early. We gotta back up. And we get shot by the stupid archer instead. Where are we now? Okay, that's better. That's better. The Black Knight halberd. But since we've already gotten a an item from the Black Knight, it's not particularly interesting. We kind of already know what we want to know about the Black Knights. Oh, that's the other bonfire. Okay. We're not gonna rest there, but... Are we? It's just another white chunk. Let's see here. Is this the thing? Nope, it's not. Dang it. Dang it. Can we get past here now? Yeah, we can. Whoop. No, I don't. Feel like I've gone past where I need to be for the shield. Whoa. Okay. I thought there was a ledge there, but okay. Well, I'm just gonna go find the shield. Alright, there we go. Now we have the shield, but we gotta get out of harm's way before we can take a look at it. I think I'm just gonna use a bone here. Oh, for the love of... Yes. I did die a few times more, so I lost all of the souls and the humanity that I had on me, sadly. But It's not too big of a deal, but we found the effigy shield. Where are you? There. Frightful occult shield defends against divine weapons and lightning. In an ill-fated plot to destroy the very gods, the followers of the occult once attempted to steal the power of Grave Lord Nito, the first of the dead. There we have the some more reference about the occult stuff being like for people that are trying to kill the gods, basically, and this is why we found the occult club in Havel's little treasury. Now we need to try to find our way down. There's a bit of a well, not really a maze here, but it's always been an area that I've struggled a little bit with, just finding my way around. But just getting like the just going down is usually pretty easy, because you kind of just follow the right side of the cave there. In here we'll get an invasion by Leroy. Leroy, who helped us kill Pinwheel earlier. Hello, buddy. Bye, buddy. And from that we got his weapon and his shield, the Grant and Sanctus. There. A legendary weapon of the Way of White, granted to an undead paladin long ago. This mass of iron can only be lifted by those with inhuman strength, but it is blessed and very effective against agents of dark. It was given to him, and he's a follower of the Way of the White, which means that he's a cleric, and he hates undead, even though he's an undead himself, apparently. A legendary weapon of the Way of the White. Once blessed with the protection of a white flame, but its power has all but faded, so that it provides only slight HP recovery. It's a pretty nice thing to have in the game, just some passive HP regeneration, but you need 18 faith for it, which is usually not something that people go for. And neither have we in this playthrough. We will be able to pick up the rest of Leroy's set as well, but we need to take care of Pinwheel first. And one of them appeared behind us as well, and now we have an archer. I feel like there's something that's different here in the remastered compared to the original, and if it's the lighting or just the draw distance, I'm not really sure, but I feel like you could see these enemies way sooner than you could in the original. And this is a room where like there's really no great reason to stay around here, but you can see that there's a whole load of pinwheel guys in here, and also the baby skeletons. The baby skeletons, they actually respawn indefinitely, and before the DLC was released for this game, those skeleton babies were the best source of hard humanity. But now we are ready to fight Nido, and I'm just gonna put on the blooming purple moss here just in case. Sometimes I managed to get the toxicity from him. One of the things worth noting about Nido, of course, is that if you come here with a divine weapon, then you can kill off the extra skeletons in there, and you don't have to think about them respawning. But usually I don't. I very rarely go for a divine weapon here, but one way that I've found it to be easier to take care of him is to kind of jump down and wait for him to come to you rather than going to him. Because if you run to him straight away, then you will aggro one of the bigger skeletons as well in the back. And if he comes to you and you cannot try to stick to that area of fighting him, then you will not have the big skeletons, and you only have the tiny ones to worry about. Yeah. Nido himself really being the easiest lord to beat. Really the only difficult thing about this fight is the extra enemies, because if you get up close with Nido, he basically can't hit you. Yeah, and over here you can see the corpse of the big ones that we never aggroed, because we stayed close to the start of the encounter there. Now we can light the bonfire here. And let's just warp out of here and warp back in. Coming back in here will allow us to pick up this. The Paladin Armor. Oh. I didn't mean to take my shirt off for this. Armor of Leroy, Paladin of the Catacombs. Long ago, the Way of White produced its first undead. A paladin in golden armor, with the legendary treasures Grant and Sanctus. Leroy set out for Lordran, land of the gods, in the first undead mission of the Way of White. So the Way of White, they produced undead. It still doesn't state if they turned someone undead. I mean, it says that they produced an undead, so I'm guessing that he was not a person at all from the beginning. That they actually constructed him for this very reason, to hunt, well, to go on missions for the Way of White. Now, the question is where we want to head off right now. I think we should take a look at the Siegmeyer quest line a little bit. See what if.
There you are. I'll be heading down below shortly. There's nothing worthwhile up above. No worries. Venturing is my life. I'm prepared for the worst.
Yeah, we had that already, and now that we also have saved Rhea, we shan't forget to talk to Petrus here.
Ah, oh, you. Have you seen Milady? Oh, blast, where might she be? And would she be safe? Oh, I'm sorry. Miracles, was it? Sometimes I lose myself. Pay me no mind.
So now if we go up into the parish, then Rhea should be there. Yeah, here she is.
Hello. I will never forget what you did. I am deeply indebted, for it was not within my power to save Vince or Nico. I cannot thank you enough. In case you have not heard, I am Rhea of Thorland. I only wish there was some way I could help you. But I am inexperienced and I only know the art of miracles. If that could be of any help, speak to me again. Would a miracle be of any help to you? I would be most pleased if that was so. And may we discuss miracles then?
So she sells some divine blessings. She has the kind of normal miracles, but she also have Wrath of the Gods. Wrath of the Gods was an epic tale that tattered over time and developed into the modern force. This primal form of force emits a shockwave that also inflicts damage. There's kind of one thing that we haven't really talked about, the fact that that miracles are actually like stories. Like you can see on the especially on these two, like the page that represents the healing miracle is actually like a page from a book, and the miracle is kind of reciting a one of the tales. Let's see. Seek guidance is actually a pretty interesting
Then
miracle
be safe.
that
Farewell,
will
Varianox.
in some places of the world it will show developer messages where there usually isn't anyone any of them like visible. I haven't really looked through all of the spots that there are developer messages, but I at least know one that is in the first spot that you meet patches. If you seek guidance next to patches there, you will get a developer message just saying liar. For now, we are gonna head down to the Daughter of Chaos, and we're gonna see if we can continue Siegmeyer's quest line. And over here in down in Blighttown, we can find our friendly Onion Knight again. How can you sleep down here?
Oh ho! Excuse me, I was so absorbed in thought I just drifted away. You see, I'm actually in a bit of a fix. I've made it this far, but I'm short on antidote moss for the trip back. By my knighthood, I'm ashamed to ask, but can you spare a few scraps of moss?
For you, Onion Bro? Anything.
Fantastic. Thank you. A saint you are. This Knight of Katarina expresses his deepest gratitude. I shall not forget this. Please, take this, a symbol of my appreciation.
Yay.
Well, our fates do seem entwined, don't they? Perhaps this, too, is the will of Lord Gwyn.
Maybe it is the will of Lord Gwyn. Shield of certain Knights of Katarina used in attacks with large protrusions in the center. Can be used as a thrust weapon. It's an interesting choice of weapon. Or a shield, I should say. So now that we have we've spoken to him down here, we can continue his quest line a bit later on. For now, I think we're gonna head back up into Anorlando, and we'll head to the. I think we'll go to the Anorlando bonfire, yeah. So we've read and heard that that the Anorlando, of course, being the completely messed up the jump there. Anorlando, of course, being the city of the gods, but a city that is now abandoned, and all of the gods left Anorlando when well, after Gwyn left to kindle the flame, except for one. One of them stayed behind, and we have we learned a bit about him on the Darkmoon Seance ring there. The Dark Sun Gwyndolin is the only remaining deity in Anorlando. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. So we know that he is around here somewhere, but we don't know exactly where. But if you have this Darkmoon Seance ring, then a new path will appear for you. You just light this bonfire as well. I don't think we're gonna end up here if we die, but you have the Darkmoon Seance ring, then this here statue will reveal a new path for us. I can take off that ring again from Havels.
Halt! This is the tomb of the great Lord Gwyn. Tarnished it shall not be by the feet of men. If thou art a true disciple of the Dark Sun, cast aside thine ire. Hear the voice of myself, Gwyndolin, and kneel before me. O disciple of the Dark Sun, thou hast journeyed far. Hear my voice. If thou shalt swear by the covenant to become a shadow of Father Gwyn and Sister Guinevere, a blade that shall hunt the foes of our lords, then I shalt protect thee, safeguarding thy person with the power of the Darkmoon. Very well. Now thou art a blade of the Darkmoon, hunteth the enemies of the lords by the power of the Dark Sun.
So this is where you can use the Souvenir of Reprisals. We've actually only picked up one of them, and we didn't really... Well, I didn't talk about it at all when we picked it up. But the Souvenir Reprisal is a blood-drained shrunken ear. Souvenir taken for subduing the guilty. It's why we got it when we fought Lautrec in the invasion that we did. The knights called the Blades of the Darkmoon punish the guilt-soaked offenders of the gods and take this as a proof of their conquest. The earless corpse of the guilty will be left behind as a warning to others, inspiring both fear and respect for the gods. Such is the eternal mandate of the Dark Sun. So, Gwyndolin is basically around to protect the gods of the world, and of course, especially the tomb of Gwyn, where he currently resides. And the really the only way that you can farm these Souvenir Reprisals without being online, like you would get them doing invasions in the name of the Darkmoon, but or the Dark Sun, I mean. But if you're playing offline, the only way to really get them is to farm the enemies in the Painted World. And the Painted World having heavy connotations on Velka, and so much like Velka stuff in there. Of course, having a bit of a overlap with the Darkmoon blades, blades of the Darkmoon, because they are they're punishing the guilty, and Velka is the goddess of sin. So yeah, we have that working in conjunction as well. The Blue Eye Orb. So these mystical orbs are granted to the Blades of the Darkmoon Knights who serve the Dark Sun Gwyndolin, so that they may serve the gods in meting out vengeance. So that's just the item that you use to do the invasions. So Gwyndolin was a son of Gwyn, but he was born under the moon, as they state, and he was kind of kind of raised as a daughter instead of a boy, and he has some I guess he was a bit too feminine for for Gwyn's liking. I'm not sure. There's not much about Gwyndolin in like the ways of like statues and whatever, because you can see like in the main hall of Anor Londo that there was this big statue of Gwyn with Guinevere next to it, and that had a statue, a third place for a statue there, which is supposedly for the firstborn son, but Gwyndolin does not have really anything of it, and he's just kind of here to guard over the gods now, and he was the only one that decided to remain in Anor Londo. We're gonna go in and we're gonna fight Gwyndolin straight away here, and there is
What foolishness! Why would a blade of the Darkmoon trespasseth upon the great lord's tomb? Mark the words of mine self, Gwyndolin. Thou shalt not go unpunished.
And as we talked about before when we went to Guinevere, is that the Guinevere is an illusion, and the illusion is created by Gwyndolin. And if we were to kill off the illusion of Guinevere, then we will break the illusion that is set upon the entirety of Anor Londo. And if we had done that before going into to fight Gwyndolin, it would have been dark outside outside of the windows. Now instead we have the normal sunlight because we have not yet broken the illusion. What we're gonna do here as well is that because he's kind of the master of illusions, he's kind of residing in what seems to be a never-ending corridor. But you can actually get to the end of it, and if you look really closely on his tentacle-like things that comes out of it, the robe of Gwyndolin, you can see that they are not tentacles; that they are actually snakes. I'm not exactly sure what if the snakes have any like specific meaning in this case. I think like I have heard sometime that in some like Japanese culture the snake is sometimes regarded as a symbol for femininity or like fertility or whatever, so it's kind of a feminine connotation to it, but I'm not 100% sure about that either. We can see that down this hallway we can't see the end of it, but eventually we will. It doesn't take too long to go all the way, but it's kind of just funny to have a look at it, and it gives us some better chances of getting a good look at Gwyndolin as well. But the way that you would normally fight Gwyndolin would be to just catch up to him and like hit him as much as you can before he teleports away again. And his attacks are really not that difficult to dodge either, if you just learn the tells of what he's gonna do. Like you just weave around a little bit to get away from his arrows. The flurry of like this one will go through walls, so that one you can't hide from, so you kind of have to dodge. But the flurry of just the soul arrows like this one, you can just hide behind a pillar, because they are remarkably hard to dodge through without taking damage. I always really liked the look of Gwyndolin. Like I think he looks pretty dang neat. Oh. And now we can actually see the end of the hallway here. And now he can no longer teleport away from us. No, we can have as good a look at him as we would ever get, and he's kind of useless up close. You can see on his clothes that he's a little bit more like feminine than he kind of should be, I guess. Would have been really interesting to see what would have been of Gwyn if he was he had been raised as a boy. I mean, to us in modern day, those things doesn't matter really, but in these times, when it comes to the gods of Lordran, the gender was a really big issue, because it had so many like really important implications to it as well. Am I gonna accidentally die here from being an idiot? I'm just gonna... finish this now. We've gotten a good enough look at you, Gwyndolin. I mean...
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
So, killing off Gwyndolin this way will really only break the illusion that Gwyndolin had down here. But if you instead broke the illusion of Guinevere, then you would break the entire illusion of that Gwyndolin has cast on Anor Londo, because the sunlight itself outside is all an illusion. And if we break the entire illusion, then Anor Londo will become dark. And down here we have the tomb of Gwyn. Not his grave per se, because we know that Gwyn is not here, but it's the tomb representing the departure of Gwyn. And in here we can find the brass armor set, which is the set of the bonfire keeper in Anor Londo. Armor of the Darkmoon Knightess, fire keeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, she visited the dark sun Gwyndolin at the mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, became a blade of the dark moon, and assumed the flame-keeping duty. She received this armor, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. So she actually just became a fire keeper. She became undead somehow, which we don't know, and then she kind of teamed up with Gwyndolin and became the fire keeper of Anor Londo. In here we will find the Sunlight Blade Miracle. Miracle wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn. Boost right weapon with the rays of sun. The power of sunlight manifested as lightning is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. So that gives us a bit of a timeline on when the firstborn left, and that being kind of in this. Well, I mean, it was definitely after Gwyn left for kindling the flame, because it's said that the son left it on Gwyn's coffin. So he left it here, and the tomb here, well, the coffin and everything was not built until Gwyn left, supposedly. Maybe they built this just to prepare for him passing away. I'm not sure. Here we have an empty chest. I'm not sure what this chest is all about. There's kind of been a mystery to me for a very, very long time. In the early development, you were actually meant to come down here to talk to Gwyndolin, like before you fought him. This chair was actually where Gwyndolin would have been sitting, and you could come here and talk to him instead of talking to him through the fog gate. You would actually come here and chat with him like a kind of a normal NPC. But they obviously changed that, and now this is kind of what we're left with. And And we can see also here that the run back to the stairs again over here is very short, because the illusion is broken, and now only the actual real hallway here is present. Now, can we?
So it was you, was it? How dare you produce a blade upon a deity? How did you ever get this far? I shall end your suffering here and now. It is the least that I can do.
Yeah, I mean, she's sworn to protect, well, to protect and serve Gwyndolin, so she's not too happy about us killing him. We'll put on the hornet ring there.
But how? This man is a threat, Master Gwyndolin.
We get her soul. The Firekeeper soul. This is the soul of the Darkmoon Knightess, Firekeeper of Van Orlando, and so a Firekeeper soul is a draw for humanity and held within their bosom, below just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. A brass armor serves to disguise this ghastly form. So the actual factual, like physical form of the humanity is actually what they look like on here in the item menu. We will see those things as more like creatures when we get into the DLC, but for now that is kind of what we can see from them. And now that we have killed off the Knightess, we can no longer use this bonfire, and we will never be able to use that bonfire again. But I think what we are gonna do next is go into the archives, and I think we're gonna take just a short trip and just enter the place for now, and then we'll end this episode, and we'll continue with that next time, and we will kill our next lord and continue the Siegmeyer quest line and everything. Some interesting things about these boars here. I'm gonna try to do this, but it's gonna be really cool if I do it. It's not gonna be very cool at all if I don't. But did you know that you can actually parry their charge? Well, if you manage to do it. There. I mean, it doesn't help much, but you can parry the charge attack. No, I can't do it again. Probably never gonna be able to do it again. But yeah, we saw that I could do it once. So these enemies are kind of interesting because they're heavily armored and very, very hard to get any good damage on. But they have a very, very weird Now, they have a very odd weakness to jumping attacks. You see, the should not be able to do that much damage with the jumping attack, but for some reason they what they are mostly susceptible to is a jumping attack. Kind of odd. I mean, there are of course weapons that would have done way better damage against them than the Balder sword, but just like overall, but pretty much all of the weapons just bounce off of their armor, except for if you do jumping attacks. And if we kill this one, we should get the helmet. I did, because that was the last boar of the game. So we got the Fangbore Helm. Severed head of the fully armored Fangbore, taken by one who killed it as proof of his victory, just as the gods once did with the head of the ancient dragon. Can be worn on the head as a surprisingly sound piece of protective gear. And I've seen so many people do their first playthrough with this. I really like it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, we're in the Duke's archives. We're gonna take care of this place next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.